Okay, imagine a restaurant that doesn't just fill your stomach, but actually helps your mind. Today, we're going to dive into a really cool idea that could totally change how we think about eating out.
So let me ask you something. When was the last time you had a truly, genuinely peaceful meal? Seriously, think about it. Not just uninterrupted, but actually calm. Yeah, for most of us, that's a pretty tough one to answer, right? And that's because our modern meals usually look a little something like this.
First up, we're scrolling. You know the drill. Phone in one hand, fork in the other. Our attention is literally anywhere but on the plate, right in front of us.
Or maybe we're just rushing, trying to squeeze a meal in between Zoom calls or before you have to run out the door. The goal isn't to enjoy the food, it's just to get it over with.
And then there's this one, just plain stressing. We're physically there, chewing, but our minds are a million miles away, replaying some awkward conversation from the day, or worrying about tomorrow's to-do list. We're checked out.
And this, right here, this is the core of the problem. You see, restaurants have perfected the food, they've nailed the cool decor, but they've completely forgotten about what's going on inside our heads. They've created a dining culture that actually leaves us feeling more disconnected, not more nourished.
It's what we could call the modern diner's dilemma. We're just overwhelmed by menus with a million choices, we're overstimulated by all the noise, and we're totally disconnected from our own senses. I mean, when your mind is racing, you can't really taste the food, can you? And maybe the worst part is, we end up disconnected from the people sitting right there with us. But here's where it gets really interesting. This huge, widespread problem actually points to a massive hunger for something different, a hunger for calm. And whenever there's a hunger that big, well, that's a huge market opportunity that almost everyone has overlooked.
Just get a load of this number. The global wellness industry is worth over $5 trillion. That's T with a trillion. People are actively spending serious money on experiences that bring them a little bit of peace and balance. And yet, one of the most fundamental things we do every single day, eating, has been almost completely left out of that conversation.
So here's where that market gap just becomes crystal clear. You see, traditional restaurants are all competing on the same things: food, entertainment, how cool the place looks. Their main goal is consumption. But Mindful Bite? It's not even playing the same game. It's creating a whole new category where the focus is on emotional well-being. The goal totally shifts from just consuming to actually finding connection and calm. The main offering is peace itself.
So what is the solution then? Well, it's a concept called the Mindful Bite, and it's all about giving dining a completely new purpose.
Now, this part is absolutely crucial. The big idea here isn't to invent some kind of new food. It's to give the entire act of eating a new, more meaningful reason for being, one that actually lines up with what we all need for our own mental and emotional health. So what is it at its core? Well, Mindful Bite is basically the world's first restaurant designed from the ground up for emotional well-being. It uses ingredients backed by science, things like dark chocolate or chamomile, that are known to help with anxiety, and then it combines that with sensory experiences that are designed to pull you right into the present moment.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but how does it actually work, right? How do you take this from a cool idea to an experience that really delivers calm and connection?
Well, it all starts by getting rid of a huge source of stress you might not even notice: decision fatigue. It's a real psychological thing. Having too many choices can actually make us less happy with what we end up picking. So instead of a giant menu that reads like a novel, you get 3 simple, curated choices. Do you need more joy today? More calm? More focus? The choice itself is intentional. It's stress-free. It's based on what you emotionally need right now.
And the whole experience is just built around these unique little touches. You start with what they call a digital pause, where you actually put your phone away in a little box to disconnect. There are guided sensory moments that help you really focus on the smell and the taste of your food. They even have conversation cards at the table to spark real, genuine connection. Every single detail is engineered for mental wellness.
But the vision here is so much bigger than just opening one cool restaurant. The real goal is to build an entire movement around mindful eating and mindful living.
So the path forward is pretty clear. You start with one flagship location to prove the concept really works. From there, you expand into smaller cafes, maybe even bring these ideas into workplaces through wellness programs. And the final step, the whole shebang, is to build a complete ecosystem with an app that helps you practice mindful eating anywhere. It's about turning a single great idea into a part of your everyday life. And that really leaves us with this one big question to chew on. In a world that is constantly pulling us in a million different directions, leaving us stressed out, maybe, just maybe, the future of dining isn't about finding the next new flavor. Maybe it's about rediscovering our connection to our food, to each other, and, most importantly, to ourselves.